Badlands. Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Everywhere you go, your manners are with you, and they leave their mark. They help you feel sure of yourself, too, and they make an impression on people.
Demonstrators wreaked havoc in Washington, D.C. and destroyed storefront windows.
It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation.
Make political commitments to curb population growth.
We didn't simulate this. We didn't practice.
What the hell do they let the reporters in there for?
MK Ultra.
8 million adults are affected by it.
Don't try it.
There will be no outcome that leaves Saddam Hussein in power.
A brand new group called ISIL.
We're speeding up training of ISIL forces.
The one person who wasn't random was the security guard.
America was founded as a constitutional republic.
Kick the incumbents out. Send citizens to Washington.
I will totally obliterate the deep state. We will obliterate the deep state.
Yes, hello, and welcome to another episode of Altered State, possibly with an echo, although I think that might have just been on our end. But what is up, man?
I am muted. Okay, let's see if we put the vertical view back up, if now we're going to start hearing an echo, but I'm not hearing it myself. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, I don't hear when we're talking, so I think we're good. And it doesn't look like anything in chat. So I think that's just on our end. We're trying something new. If you guys are on X, hello. We're going to try the vertical view. I know I personally do go on X more on my phone than on my computer, so we'll see how it works.
All right, good stuff. This is a brand new feature that just came out like today, I think. So yeah, we're looking forward to trying it out. Brad, how have you been, man?
I've been okay. I've been doing a lot of work. We're trying to build kind of a wood shed. We're going to use it first just for something to work under. And then once we're done using it, probably about a year from now, then we'll put it back on and make it a wood shed. But it's been going. It's been pretty nice getting up and going out and working. I've been in work mode probably about a month now, I'd say, like as far as like outside building mode. As far as we were in the greenhouse doing that too, but this has been more steady, so I'm liking it.
So did you do like a concrete pad or foundation of any type?
For this, we're not going to really do a foundation. It's literally just going to be kind of like a shelter, and then again it'll turn into a wood shed, and we'll just have the gravel on the bottom. But I am going to build a workshop first, and for that I will building a concrete slab. I'll go to my old concrete days and pull out the stops.
So is it easy to get like rebar and like the mesh wire and all that stuff up there?
Yeah, so I figured out how to get rebar. I have to figure out how to transport it, which I have to get a trailer. Is the only thing is they won't deliver it, but I know where to get it. I know where to get the concrete now. I believe the rebar place, if they're selling rebar, they probably have mesh wire as well. And so should be good to go. I just got to figure out where to get a little gravel and boom, have me a little concrete slab there.
I saw the coolest thing in the world and I immediately thought about you because it's an engineering marvel. Okay, so if you go to Japan and you drive like on the roads, they have a very interesting design for the streets and for any concrete or paved surface. All right. So before they pour the concrete, they first put down these like plastic forms and they have like cones that come up at the top and they know exactly where they're spaced. They put the cones down. They don't put gravel, it looks like, or maybe there is a bed of gravel and I just didn't notice, but they put these forms down with the cones and then they lay like, the mesh overlay over the top of it to give it strength, I guess, rather than doing rebar. And then they pour the concrete and then they go over and they just pop out the cones with a hammer. So you have these holes that go down into the ground underneath the concrete pad. and then they'll fill those up with gravel. Sometimes they'll just fill them up with like dirt and grass seed. And then you have this like hybrid mix of permeable surface and the concrete for cars to drive on. So when it rains,
interesting,
it never floods. Like the water just goes straight through and into the ground. And I thought it was just like a genius idea.
Making natural drains. I love that.
Yes, it's such a good idea. Anyways, it made me want to do it.
That'd be cool for your driveway. Absolutely.
Yes,
it would just you know what? One thing I want to do with the driveway is when they'll put the heating coils through them. Where they actually a lot of times they'll do it with pipe, and then they'll have a water system or a steam system. They'll go through there and they just melt the snow away. It's a beautiful thing, but I don't know.
I've seen people doing that with like the PEX, I think it's called. It's just like plastic tubing, and then they coil it and it goes all through.
That's cool.
I've heard of people doing it with when they have like geothermal systems, because then it's free. But like if you're heating water all the time, then obviously that's going to take a lot of energy.
Yeah, true. And plus here, not really going anywhere when it's all snowed in anyway. So
yeah,
there might be more of a down south thing. But
what about this? Are you guys heating your house with like a wood stove, or are you going to have a furnace?
We're going to have a wood stove, and I might put in some electric radiators in some of the rooms just in case we get lazy. But
okay,
it's expensive. Yeah.
I have an idea. If you're going to do a wood stove, okay, because it's Alaska, you're going to be, basically having a fire all the time. What you can do is have a like a coiled loop copper tube system that like goes around the area where the fire is, or like maybe do like kind of like a Russian stove, like, brick. And then you have the coil inside there so that the heat will consistently radiate that. And then you have a closed loop water system that goes through that and is moving. And the heat from the water,
that would probably move
from the fire. Yeah, it'll move the water through there. And then you can have that run out and then into the driveway. And anytime that you have heat and fire on the stove, it will be creating free hot water for you. And that free hot water will then thaw your driveway.
This is a genuinely awesome idea. I'm going to clip this out for my own use. I like that. Yeah.
I kind of wish I lived in Alaska, I'll be honest with you.
The fire would keep with the change in temperature, it would actually keep it circulating at all times.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Awesome.
Unexpected Gurgle says, when did these guys become Bob Vila? When we became homeowners.
Yeah.
When you're a homeowner, and I don't know if you're a homeowner or not, but this is not the first time Brad and I have talked about our many home projects that we have going on right now. But he was telling me about the shed or the structure that he was building before he came on the show. And did you bring pictures or anything like that? Because I'd really be interested to see it.
No, I have a sketch. Maybe I can go grab that real fast. You could tell you could prime everyone for what we'll be talking about tonight. I'll go grab my sketches.
Okay, right on. All right. Now people are also saying you can use that to heat the floors in your house. I mean, if you had enough copper tubing, then obviously you could use this to heat a lot of different things. But the floor, the driveway, you could even run it like, all over the place. I think that it would be totally possible. And I think it's a really good idea. So I'm going to give Brad license to use my free heat piping idea, which would provide you with adequate warm feet at all times. Yeah, you got to do the built-in wood-burning pizza oven.
Yes.
You got to have...
Pizza will be coming.
Yes, and you could even do like a griddle top on top of it. So you got the wood-burning stove, you've got the griddle top, you got the pizza oven in the back, and then you've got the copper tubing that runs all through it, and then boom, you're good to go.
I freaking love this dude. Zach, I'm going to bring you up here for a couple months. We're building the shop.
I will definitely come up there.
We'll do live altered states. Okay, I almost have it.
D. Dallard, what do you mean? He says, did you get off of YouTube? I don't know what you mean.
We should be on YouTube.
Yeah, we should be. But
yeah, so this is like, these are the wall sections over here. And I'm going to put 5 of them together. I'm going to put a beam across the top. And then also this for the roof. And then You guys can tell that I'm a surveyor detailer first. It looks, I could draw it nice. Now putting it together has been the fun part. And that's going to kind of look like this, although.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so this top part over here, I'm actually going to put a beam of 2x6s underneath that. So technically this drawing's slightly fake news.
Oh, D-Dale, did I get the idea off of YouTube? Yeah, I got the idea off of this guy that I watch. His name is Frugal. Hold on. It's not Frugal Homesteading. It's Frugal Off Grid. Frugal Off Grid. I love this guy. Yeah. I've given you a couple of ideas I've gotten from him in the past. He lives like out in the Arizona desert.
Oh yeah, we were looking at like the yurts and stuff like that, right?
Yes. Well, there was another thing for free biogas that I had sent Brad. Yeah, I sent you a actual book that was written by the French. Like there was this movement in the 1960s to create like free biogas generators for everybody using your trash. And, obviously I thought it would be good for you because you're out there in the middle of nowhere and getting a propane tank delivered is probably a big hassle.
No, actually, no, propane's pretty regular out here. There's no natural gas, but everyone has propane and they come around. And that's what I will be doing. And then this is the side section of the slab that I will be building for the thing. The orange, actually the green, it says wire mesh, but I might just wind up doing rebar all the way across.
Okay.
And yeah, so
very cool. Very cool.
That'll be a little later on. But right now I'm just building that shed that I showed you, and it's pretty cool. I got the generator out there now, so once you got power, that changes everything.
And yes, 626 Suze, if I lived in the desert, I would definitely build an earth ship. Because I feel like that's the most efficient way to live out in the desert, whether it's the high desert or, I guess lower desert as it would be. But
I think you've talked about earth ships on
I
here.
have definitely talked to you about earth ships.
Yes. Can we just make this a woodworking show?
I love it. I can't wait to see your mill in action. You better get videos of the mill operating when you're chopping up those big logs and stuff.
I got Abby's got some I don't have a mill yet, but we had a little miter saw station set up, so little mini version.
Didn't we look at portable mills before? I swear to God, I sent you a couple of them too.
Yeah, and that spawned me looking into them. It's a possibility, but they are a lot of work, and you almost need something to lift them up. You almost need not necessarily a crane. You could use an excavator with the slings, but I don't have either. So it kind of came to the conclusion that might be far down the road. But.
All right. Well, I guess if you have a place that you could leave it at all times, that it would be possible. But I've seen them with trailer hitches and stuff, so people can just cart them all around. Yeah. And I don't know. It's all money, obviously, but if you have enough trees that you can cut down and then sell the wood, it would be worth it. I am amazed consistently as I see people talk about how much money they're going to make cutting down these trees.
Oh, they make a ton of money, dude. When we had our lands, when it was all full, they knocked down a whole bunch of trees just to get to these. But we have some old growth big trees that they knocked down, and they wound up giving us $10,000 by the time they came in. They made whatever it cost them to do it, made enough to sell also and make profit, and then also paid us for extra for the lumber, and then we used that money to get the rest of it all knocked down and leveled out.
That's wicked, dude.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's totally crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we should give a shout out to our sponsors, and then we can get into the real conversation for tonight, because you guys, we've got something wild, absolutely wild to talk about.
Yeah. Wild and frightening. But first, let's talk about all good Make self-care great again with All Good by Jessica Storm. It's holiday season. Treat your hair to All Good's bestseller, the Tallow Hair Mask, which I can tell you is tested by One Blue Eyes, and she absolutely loves it.
I love it.
Deep hydration, zero junk, just simple, organic ingredients with purpose. While you're shopping, grab the new drops, Tallow Beard Balm, Tamed Hair Serum, and Pure Whip Tallow, all handcrafted in small batches from Clearwater, Florida, and delivered to you in glass jars, so it's all good inside and out. No toxins, parabens, or sulfates, no BPAs, PFAs, or BS. Head over to badlandsmedia.tv/allgood and use the promo code Badlands to snag your discount and support Badlands Media. So it's badlandsmedia.tv/allgood, promo code Badlands. We also like to introduce you to Rattlesnake Meats, because you've been sold a lie that food should be cheap. The grocery store chicken and beef are fine. They're not. At Rattlesnake, they raise protein the right way. Pasture raised, 21-day aged beef and premium pasture raised chickens with no subsidies, no shortcuts. It's not cheap to produce. It shouldn't be cheap to eat. Bite back. Think differently about your protein. Visit rattlesnakemeats.com/Badlands. Promo code Badlands to get an order sent by Monday or Tuesday. Ships to all lower 48 states. Shipping included. And I like the penchant towards all natural, healthy, and quality products for a great number of our sponsors.
No, I really appreciate it as well. Also, Buck Wayne is always teasing me about the flavor of my vape. And tonight he said, is that the sauerkraut flavored vape or the barbecued salmon? And I said, it's actually pickled tripe.
Those are just 3 in a row. Taste that I would not associate with vaping.
No, nobody would ever associate any of them with vape. Didn't even have to think about it. It just came to me immediately.
Pickled tripe. Very nice.
Okay.
Someone's out there patenting that as we speak.
All right. So there is a story that I just saw come out today, and it reminded me of another story which was highly unsettling and that I've known about for a while. And I think John and I actually did it on Baseless Conspiracies, but it wasn't something that you and I had talked about, Brad. Now, I'm sure you remember the Kosovo War, right? The Bosnia-Herzegovina. This was during Bill Clinton's final time in office. I almost joined the Air National Guard at this time. And then Bill Clinton sent he sent everybody to Kosovo, and one of my buddies went, and he was like, dude, I'm standing on the tarmac 18 hours a day pumping jet fuel into F-35s. He's like, don't join right now. Just like, it's not worth it. Well. And so anyways, I had other stuff going on, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll hold off. And then I ended up, having a child. So it didn't work out. And you know what? They might not have even let me join because of my eyes, now that I think about it, because I'm like legally blind, but that's neither here nor there. Never got the opportunity, but was planning to at that time. So come to find out later on, there were some pretty horrific war crimes that were committed there. And Slobodan Milosevic, there was a famous trial. It was pretty much like the Nuremberg of the 21st century. Put him on trial, made a big to-do, big production out of it. And, some things were revealed, but other things that were experienced by Serbs in Kosovo were not spoken about as much. And one of the most disturbing things that came out of this time in this tragic time in human history is that there was forced human organ trafficking going on. And essentially, Serbian soldiers would take civilians, allegedly, because this hasn't been proven in court. And if you go look this up many places, then you're going to see that, it's allegedly being mostly debunked. However, there were many
it being put at the feet of Milosevic, because I know that the very faint knowledge of it, that is one of the color revolutions the Soros color revolutions.
It was. I don't know that it's necessarily being put at the feet of Milosevic specifically, but it is being put at the feet of the Kosovo Liberation Army. So what would happen is Serbian fighters in the Kosovo Liberation Army would allegedly kidnap civilians, and they would take them to a place called the Yellow House. This was a home in Albania. There are definitely documented cases of mass killings, and that's why Slobodan Milosevic ended up facing a war crimes trial. But there were conflicts going on in Kosovo, Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Croatia, and there were a number of massacres that took place. Serbian civilians, Roma, Kosovo Albanians, and they would just vanish. A lot of these people would just vanish. And the locals who would notice that their friends and family were simply vanishing, they started looking into it, and they began to investigate. And they found that the Kosovo Liberation Army, certain elements of it, were involved in these disappearances. Now, some of the lower level people in the KLA would begin talking about this, and they would talk about how they were stealing these civilians. They would move them across the border into Albania. They would take them to this Yellow House. And inside this Yellow House, there was a Serbian surgeon, and she would essentially take the organs of these people, and then they would be sold off. Now, there actually was a memo that was sent to the UN mission in Kosovo, talking about the multiple sources that they had showing that these people were being kidnapped. They had people that they had found where their kidneys were stolen. You know what's interesting is there's that movie Hostel. I think Hostel is
I never saw that.
In a way. I think it's based in some fashion on at least part of this story, because they go to Eastern Europe, and that's where they end up being tortured by people, and terrible things happen to them. But the thing is, they were able to physically locate multiple places where these things happened, and it was, mobile surgical labs. There was blood that was all around. Of course, they did end up finding bodies. They did find the Yellow House that had been kind of mythologized. There was medical equipment, syringes, intravenous drip bags. There were tranquilizers. And they ended up just like dropping the investigation because there wasn't enough proof to bring charges against people, because everybody who had their organs stolen was, of course, dead and missing, essentially. All right. So tragic story. And there's a lot of people who remember this time and will say, absolutely, this happened. This was real. All right. And you can even find, a lot of different places where it's been documented pretty well by people from the region. And this was a website that I had found, which, goes through, names a whole bunch of people, talks about, maybe has tales from the families. They've even got it mapped out as to exactly where this was. It's pretty horrible. It's really horrible stuff. Now, the reason this came to mind today is because a new story of horrific circumstances just dropped in the New York Post. And this isn't even a new story. I actually found reports of this going back, I don't know, maybe 3 years or so. There's a documentary that came out in 2022, and it's called oh shucks, hold on just a sec. It's called Serbian. Oh, hold on. I gotta find this, because while
you look for that, the House did just vote to end the unprecedented government shutdown, and I think Trump's going to be signing it any minute now.
Oh, good. Okay. All right.
Sorry,
so
it just popped up while we were going.
So the film is called Serbian Safari. Okay, this came out in 2022. It's a documentary, about additional horrific crimes that took place. Brad, this is a story of wealthy Westerners from France, the UK, America, like all over the Western world. They would hire Serbian soldiers to go into Kosovo and to hunt and kill civilians, men, women, and children. They would pay $90,000 or more. It was more to hunt and kill children.
Damn.
Now, the story breaks today in the New York Post because there is now an Italian criminal inquiry into this story. And they have, a real criminal investigation into this. But they say here, wealthy sniper tourists allegedly paid upwards of $90,000 to shoot people during human safari trips to Sarajevo in the 1990s with an extra fee to kill children. And this is coming from Italian prosecutors. It's one thing when you've got a documentary made by like an unknown film crew. It's another thing when it rises to the level of actually being investigated. Now, there is, again, just like the forced organ trafficking at the exact same time, you've got witnesses to this. You've got a Bosnian intelligence officer who came forward and said this was actually happening. Now, the investigation is being handled out of Milan, Italy, and their role in this is to attempt to identify any Italian citizens that were involved in this. And the Bosnian consulate in Milan said the Bosnian government will offer their total cooperation so that they can figure out exactly who was doing this. And they've already uncovered the identities of some Italians that were allegedly involved in this human safari.
Good.
So they're going after these people.
Now, are these people who were paying to be involved, or are they some of the facilitators? Okay.
Oh, yes. No. These are the people who were paying to go hunt women and children.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, and obviously, I mean, we were talking about this before the show too, but it made me think about the Black Forest, the Rothschilds' Black Forest human hunting parties that were happening there. And then, of course, the Dutroux affair, which was, a European high-level child pedophile murdering where they would do the exact same thing. They would come and they would commit horrific acts on the children, and then they would send them off so that they could hunt them as they were running away from them.
Oh man, dude, it's wild. You see that movie growing up, Surviving the Game with Ice-T?
Yes, that too, yeah.
I remember watching that and being like, this movie's awesome, haha, but thinking like, wow, Hollywood, where do they think of this stuff? And then you learn about things like the Black Forest, or now learning about this. It's horrifying. I can't believe stuff like this goes on in the world, but I can't believe that there's enough people to facilitate both ends, the customer end and the production end, or something like this.
It is pretty disturbing, but I mean, I think we already know that stuff like this exists. I mean, the evil that is possible in the heart of man, it knows no limits. And I hope that something results in an investigation here as well. Because, I mean, I don't know how the Americans could have been there to the degree that they were and not have had something to do with it, and was there other, NGO partnerships that were involved in this as well?
I guarantee there are.
Yeah. The Clintons were, big time over in this region at this time. I mean, there's a reason that Bill Clinton got involved, and a lot of people would say that it was totally unnecessary. I mean, we basically put our thumb on the scales here. So this is Carla Del Ponte. Now, this is in regards to the organ trafficking. It was written about in a book, and it's the same story. Okay. But Del Ponte is the author of this book, along with someone named Chuck Sudetic. He's a U.S. journalist who came here from, his family is from Croatia. And he covered the Balkans for the New York Times in the early 90s. And this is, where they say, the claims are unsubstantiated. Both Serbia and Russia have called for investigations into this, and Human Rights Watch has also asked for it. But again, because so many people are dead, there are no witnesses, the evidence has long since been covered up, they really don't have anywhere to go with it. What I found interesting about it is that there was no. Now they always presented this as like an ethnic war. I mean, it was like, two, different peoples that were fighting each other. And the organ harvesting, they said, appeared to not be ethnically motivated. And that's the same thing they say about the Sarajevo safari, is that it wasn't ethnically motivated. It was just rich people who would pay large sums of money to get off on shooting civilians, Germans, French, English, people all from Western countries. Now,
it's got to be the ultimate for them. I mean, think about this, right? You ever play paintball? It is fun to do that stuff, obviously, when no one's really getting hurt. And so these are people who want to take it to the next level. I mean, hunting a human, that's Predator type style.
Yeah.
Like the movie Predator, right? Because that's what winds up being the premise, that the predators, they are hunting humans for sport to fine tune their skills.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just, when you got money, I guess literally nothing's off the table.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, when you've already gotten your endorphin rush from doing every other evil that can possibly be affected upon a human being, then hunting them in the wild is the last thing that's left.
Yeah. That is, it's unimaginable to me to ever get to that point, but I guess some of these people do.
Yeah. So I've been looking for this Sarajevo safari and I can't find it anywhere. I did find a 30-minute documentary which came out about 5 or 6 months ago from Al Jazeera English that goes into these claims. And I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I plan to watch it later on tonight. So I'll report on that at some point in the future.
This is the True Crime Reports?
Yes, this is the True Crime Reports. Yeah.
And it.
But I would really like to see that original documentary. I mean, it makes me think like they just buried it, like they put it out at a film festival, and then maybe somebody bought it and hid it away in a room somewhere because they know it's true and they don't want it to come out. I can't believe nobody's talking about it. Sarajevo Safari.
Sarajevo Safari. Okay, yeah, I'll look for this too tonight.
We're gonna go crazy for it.
We have a thing where, I mean, Abby, like, if we're looking for some, we try to see who can find it faster. So I will. It's helped me fine tune my searching skills, but yeah, at first glance, nothing. Sarajevo Safari, and this is a documentary. Yeah, I'm just making some notes.
Yeah. If you can find it, I'd love to see it. But
yeah, I'll at least give it a try.
But yeah, I have this app that is supposed to tell you you should be able to look up like every movie or show.
That's cool.
To figure out where it's streaming. I want to say it's called Watch Now. I have to remember. I have so many freaking apps on my phone.
I know they get bogged
Here
down.
it is. Just Watch. Okay, let me search in here.
$90,000. Does it say anywhere where they're finding the victims?
I don't know that they have found the victims.
I mean, like, where are they finding them alive?
Well, they didn't. The people are dead. It's the soldiers and the military people who have come forward and said, we knew this was happening, or, people were getting paid to do this, or maybe civilians from there.
Well, who's getting hunted? It's just
civilians from the region. So, I mean, and those people that got hunted were dead.
So it's not like they're grabbing people and throwing them into an arena. These people are just literally going out.
Oh, no, it was a war zone. It was a war zone, and there's people running through the city, and you've got Serbian snipers set up, and they're like, okay, look, there's a kid playing soccer in the street. Go ahead and shoot him in the head. It's under the cover of war. So
Right.
it appears that
Okay.
people were just being killed as a result of the war. But like, you've got a British a royal or something like that sitting up on top of a building, pop,
Right.
and they're like, whoa, it's insane.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
Sarajevo Safaro is not available anywhere.
Wow. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they have this locked down.
Yeah, they do.
We'll find it. The Anons will find it. I guarantee you, either Zach or me find it within a week.
I'm totally gonna go to the dark web. I'm gonna see if I can find a copy of it somewhere. I mean, somebody's got it. Somebody has it torrented just because it's too important. Elizabeth says I need to watch the movie The Savior. Okay, I'm not familiar with it. Let me see if I can find it right now. Is it about the Kosovo War?
The Savior. I don't think I've heard of that one.
There's one about Jesus from 2012. I don't know if that's it. I don't see another one. Hold on. Let me go back to Just Watch. $1971. Okay, 2014. 2013. 2024. A young woman is stalked by a monster that claims to be God. That one sounds good. It is about the war. Okay. What year did it come out? There's actually quite a few projects called The Savior. Here's one that's from 1998. No, Spud Hill. No, it's not new. It's definitely not new. I mean, the only thing that's new is that we're hearing about it for the first time. I mean, I would be surprised if, this is the first time something like this happened. What is stunning to me is that it's like being talked about. And I don't think that this would be talked about if it wasn't for the fact that this administration was in power in Washington, D.C. I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarajevo Safari is on Vimeo. Oh, I definitely have a Vimeo account. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
I keep finding all the
Brad, I just dropped it in the private chat for you, buddy. Wow, cool.
Okay,
oh man.
I just found this. I don't know if this is something too, but that's amazing. Vimeo is way better actually.
Mardell Cargal, thank you very much. You are a lifesaver. She found it on Yandex. I didn't search on Yandex. That's so funny.
Yandex is pretty great.
Yandex is where you want to go.
Freaking Yandex. I love it.
All right. So, well, speaking of Bill Clinton, did you get a chance to look at any of the 93,000 Jeffrey Epstein emails that came out today, Brad?
No, I missed those. But I'm sure they're pretty nuts. I did see CanCon had referred to one that mentioned Trump, but it actually sounded like that
it exonerates him.
Yeah, it's like a good thing in a way.
So, okay, so let me tell you what the Democrats did. Now, when I put my show out earlier, I said this is a Dem distraction. Okay, because yesterday, Kash Patel and Pam Bondi delivered the Clinton corruption files to the Oversight Committee for them to investigate the crimes of the Clintons. This includes the Clinton Foundation whistleblowers from 2019. You remember them? They came and they testified before Congress. They gave the information to the IRS and to the DOJ and the FBI. Well, of course, those versions of the of those organizations shut down the investigations. Sally Yates is specifically shut down investigations during the Obama years. Anyways, now Kash and Pam are investigating the crimes. There are additional whistleblowers that have come forward now that it's the Trump administration. And so it's everything we know, plus more that we don't know yet. And then, of course, Clinton body count, you guys name it. All right. But primarily, it's supposed to be about the Clinton Foundation and Hillary Clinton's pay-to-play schemes. Also, it includes stuff about Uranium One. So I think that Nate Kane's whistleblower documentation is in there as well. I mean, the crimes of the Clintons are endless, basically.
Yeah.
And the Democrats chose today to release these Epstein documents and attempt to implicate Trump to distract from that release yesterday. And we're supposed to be getting documents from the Oversight Committee. They're going to be going through, and then they're going to be, publishing them and then sending criminal referrals likely to the DOJ. So, appreciate you, Martical. And in the release, they have this one email, which is from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell. And it says, the dog that doesn't bark. Has it occurred to you that the dog that doesn't bark is Trump? Okay. They were talking about the potential of a mole or an informant in their organization. And Jeffrey Epstein says, he hasn't been talked about by the police once. Essentially, they wouldn't talk about him if he was being confidentially kept hidden because he had given evidence against Epstein. Remember that Mike Johnson several months ago had said Donald Trump was an FBI whistleblower who had taken down Jeffrey Epstein. We knew that as well. But again, it's great to hear it from an official source like that. Now we hear it from Jeffrey Epstein himself to Ghislaine Maxwell. And they had redacted Ghislaine or Virginia Giuffre's name from the email, saying that Donald Trump had spent hours with her at my home. So they were insinuating that Donald Trump spent this time with an Epstein victim. And so therefore, Donald Trump has questions to answer about why he was spending time with an Epstein victim. Similar email had already been released in an unredacted form, and Virginia Giuffre's name had not been redacted. It was part of like a prior lawsuit. So so people figured that out real quick. All right. And everybody was like, okay, you're obviously trying to implicate Trump in something that never happened. There were also emails between Epstein and Michael Wolff, who had written a book about Jeffrey Epstein, did a bunch of interviews with him. I guess he was close personal friends with him because he was having conversations with Jeffrey Epstein about how they could potentially blackmail and control Donald Trump if he did end up becoming president. And then once he was about to become president and they realized it, Michael Wolff sent an email to Jeffrey Epstein basically saying, I have the best idea on how we can take Trump down. Are you interested? So he was like colluding with a known sex offender. Michael Wolff had no problems hanging out with the sex offender, even though he now totally puts a different spin on their relationship. And there was a journalist for the Financial Times and the New York Times who, after Trump became president, tipped Jeffrey Epstein off to the fact that a former NYPD detective, who is now a private detective, was snooping around and asking questions about him. So he's warning Epstein that this guy is out there looking for dirt on him.
I remember that book by Wolff. Yeah.
Yes,
and that's where it came out that Trump's the one who told the Palm Beach Police Department on.
I don't know about Wolff's book, but I know that came out in the James Patterson book, Filthy Rich. Filthy Rich was the James Patterson book where he talks, he didn't interview Epstein, he just wrote about Epstein, but he does talk about Trump basically, kicking Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, and but maybe it was in Wolff's book.
I think Fire and Fury does mention that he's the one, and he frames it as Trump was mad at Epstein, so he told the Palm Beach Police Department that he's a pedophile. That's some like, hey, I don't like that. He was just mad at his friend.
That's ridiculous.
Nah, that sounds like a little more than that, Michael Wolff. Yeah.
Oh, Epstein also talks about how Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago in the emails too.
Oh, that's so great, dude.
Yes,
that's
he
amazing.
does. He said, he asked me to resign or something like that. And there's in that same email, he mentions that, Trump knew about the girls because he asked Ghislaine to stop. And again, Democrat insinuation is that Trump knew that Epstein was molesting girls. And, this is before he kicked him out. He just told Ghislaine to stop molesting girls. But what he's referring to is the poaching of employees, which is what happened with Virginia Giuffre, right?
Yep. And that's also what he reported on.
Yes.
The police department. Yep.
So, anyways, these emails just look so bad for the Democrats. I mean, it's like Epstein also has a private email chain, like a very familiar email chain with Barack Obama's White House attorney, while Barack Obama was president of the United States. And Epstein is like, you need to get your boss on the line for me, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude. Lots of boomerangs this year, I must say.
Plenty of boomerangs. Yes. Anyways, there is another email that came out. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I got to pull it up. I accidentally closed it. And this one also has to do with Bill Clinton. And this is a new revelation as far as I know, because I had never heard this before. But all we knew was that after Jeffrey Epstein became a convicted pedophile, that Bill Clinton continued to associate with him, and that at some point they weren't as good of friends. Well, it turns out that rather than Bill Clinton stopping his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein actually cut ties with Bill Clinton. What kind of a scumbag do you have to be the guy that Jeffrey Epstein tells to hit the curb?
Yeah, dude.
And this is also coming from the email chain with Obama's attorney. So again, this happened while he was president. So Jeffrey Epstein ended his friendship with Bill Clinton because he believed the former president was a liar.
That is amazing, dude.
So the emails obtained by House Oversight show that Catherine Rumler, former White House counsel to President Barack Obama, had a chummy relationship with Epstein, and the two frequently discussed politics in the lead up to the 2016 election. So January 23rd, 2016, Epstein revealed that he broke off contact with Slick Willie after he swore with wholehearted conviction to me that he had done something. He had forgotten that he also swore the exact opposite to me only 2 weeks before. Who knows what they're talking about? A Clinton spokesperson responded in a statement. What we do know and have always said is that President Clinton knew nothing about Epstein's heinous crimes and hadn't spoken to him in 20 years. Now here it is in black and white. Rumler and Epstein had been discussing another person named MacGyver earlier in the email thread, and sources familiar with the exchange indicated that Rumler's comments only referred to that individual. So, so this is the email about Virginia Giuffre, where he says that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Let me see. This is the Michael Wolff email. Now, they've redacted a lot more here, which is interesting. I don't know why they did that. Here, Michael Wolff, in discussing how Jeffrey Epstein's, how Trump might be asked about Jeffrey Epstein. He said, I hear that Trump is going to be asked about you at the debate. And he said, I think you should let him hang himself. Michael Wolff says, if he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the House, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you. Or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him, generating a debt. Of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say, Jeffrey is a great guy and he's gotten a raw deal and is a victim of political correctness, which is to be outlawed in a Trump regime. If we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? Isn't that interesting? Trying to talk about how they could control him. All right. So Rumler in the exchange says, I will just say I told you so about Bill Clinton. Not to sound overly dramatic, but he is very close to being a psychopath. He has no conscience. It's scary. He obviously said something to you yesterday that was disturbing, and you don't want to tell me. Just tell me. I can take it. I promise, added Rumler of this person, who was once listed as a backup executor to Epstein's estate in January 2019. But it's unclear how long the two remained at odds. As Clinton mentioned in other emails in the trove of more than 20,000 pages worth of documents, let's do a Men of the World conference, theoretical physicist Lawrence Krauss said in April of 2018. He sent a proposed invite list that included Clinton, Kevin Spacey, former Senator Al Franken, and director Woody Allen. Birds of a feather. All right.
Yeah. Woody Allen.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. My memory is a friend killer. I stopped talking to Clinton when he swore with wholehearted conviction to me that he had done something. He had forgotten that he also swore the exact opposite to me only 2 weeks before. Okay, that's where she says, tell me what he said. I can take it. I promise. He says, I was wrong.
Interesting.
I'll just say, I told you so. He's a psychopath. I can never verify its authenticity. So yes, meaning I win the bet that I will never receive an apology and acknowledgement of acceptance of responsibility. You were right and I was wrong. Humble pie, crow, or my own words is what I get to eat today. Your choice.
Wow.
What part do you find disturbing? Do you think he is losing it? Talking to MacGyver disturbs me, and that takes a lot. Wow, it takes a lot.
Who's MacGyver?
Yeah, I don't know, man, but I definitely want to find that one out too.
This is fascinating. It's funny how this actually, like you're saying, it makes it look even worse for Clinton, which was unbelievable because it already looked terrible with him. It looks bad for Obama. I didn't think about him even being involved. And it looks way better for Trump, as we've been saying.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah. So, I mean, in the emails where he's like, you need to talk to your boss. I need to talk to your boss. Like, I mean, I don't know that we've ever heard anything specific about Obama and Epstein having any type of relationship other than the sort of like 6 degrees of separation with Catherine Rumler. I've known about that one for a while, but I just wonder, what was actually going on. And I wonder if Obama's White House ever had Epstein in as a guest for any reason.
I feel like, I know obviously Clinton White House did. I feel like they did. I'm trying to think back. That's something I was looking at when I was doing that Disney dig. And it was kind of like it wound up being almost a quasi Epstein dig. I think there was something with Obama there. I should go back and check my old notes on that.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I think he was exactly that. Signed in as a guest on several occasions.
I'm just going to do a quick check. Let's go to Yandex.
Yandex is awesome.
Oh, they're so good. Yeah. If anybody is ever wondering like how Brad and I are able to find things that you can't find with Google, it's because we use Yandex.
Yeah.
Yandex is like the search engine if you want to find anything, especially something that's damaging to the American government.
Yep. I tried Google first, then I go DuckDuckGo, then I go Yandex.
I do the same thing.
Yep.
I do the same thing.
That's my
yeah. Okay, so Obama, White House, Epstein logs. Let's see what we can find here. Okay. Oh yeah. We got the Catherine Rumler connection. Jeffrey Epstein referred Obama White House counsel to JP Morgan. That's again Catherine Rumler. Yeah, they were tight, dude. Barack Obama's connection to that's a fake news website. Again, link between Jeffrey Epstein, link between Barack Obama and Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay. I found my old notes for that dig. And this is he said he was on the Obama White House guest list 3 times.
Okay.
This is what I've written down. We could also check, double check this, but let's see.
So EC was here. He says, I start with the index. I like to see the differences in the searches. I mean, like, I'm not diving in to the searches on either Google or DuckDuckGo, but I do it as like an exercise every single time just because I'm used to that. And I love to compare like the first page search results for different search engines. I have a couple of other ones that I use as well, but generally those 3 are the ones that I'm always going to use. And ultimately, I always end up referencing the Yandex search results. But I simply like to amuse myself with how everything is buried in Google. Because I just remember the good old days.
Oh, man.
When you used to be able to use Google to find anything that you wanted to find.
Well, I will say this, as far as, unless it's being purposely shadow banned, Google is the absolute most solid search software there is. So it's sometimes when I do Google first, I'll try the regular way, but then I'll just try sideways, kind of things about what I'm looking for that might not be the headline, because these are human beings writing actual code to kind of to shadow ban things. So I have good luck with that. I like the Google reverse image search a lot. And then also too is if you do all of them, they do hit it from different sides. So you get a whole plethora of everything.
Yeah, it's good times. Good times.
Yep.
Yeah, generally I don't start getting the Russian language hits on Yandex until I get to like maybe like the 5th or 6th page. Generally, like what I want to find is going to be on the first couple of pages. You are going to get some things like repeated on Yandex too, which I've definitely noticed. But you know what bugs me most is that I can't set Yandex as like my default search engine on any of the like browsers that I use.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just have to have it as like my my homepage when I open up, so that it's always there for me to use. But I would really like to get some sauce on the Jeffrey Epstein White House visits with Barack Obama, because I can't find anything on it. Not right now, anyway.
I'm on right now the White House visitor records for Obama, and in the middle, where it should show the visitor records, it says Obama White House archives.gov refused to connect, is what it's saying right here.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, not that it's just a 404 or whatever. It's refusing to connect. So the visitor records are currently down on the Obama White House.archives.gov.
Go to the see if there's an archived version of it.
Yeah, good call. You notice Wayback Machine is completely fucking screwed lately.
Yeah, it totally is.
Some of these things do come through. Yeah, it's archived. Let's see. You go back from 2017. Okay, well, at least the homepage. Now, see if I can click through to the archive. Download the data set.
All right. Well, while Brad's doing that, I did see a kind of heartwarming story that I just wanted to mention, because I thought that it was really sweet. And it once again encapsulates just the kind of man President Trump is. Sharon Osbourne said that President Trump called her after Ozzy died recently.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, a list of things that President Trump never needed to do. And he decided to call Sharon Osbourne. She said, love him or hate him, he didn't have to call and leave a voicemail. That's Jack, actually, his son. She said, while fighting back tears, Trump has done nothing but show her family respect throughout the years. For him to take the time to do that for us, he doesn't live in a bubble. He knows what's going on in the streets. He knows what's going on. Again, for President Trump and Melania, thank you, thank you, thank you.
That is so cool, man.
Yeah.
They, I think they've met before. I think Sharon was on The Apprentice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know I've seen an old thing. We did something on the audio files about Ozzy, and we had found a clip where they were all sitting around, and Sharon makes a point, something like that. It's like, well, you got to say, he's always been very respectful to us. So that's cool that she's doubling down on that.
Yeah. Okay. I never watched The Apprentice. So
I saw one season one time. I thought it was cool. Sometimes I just can't.
I'm not like a reality show guy.
Yeah.
I just feel like everybody on reality shows are so fake.
Yes, it is. It is hard to watch. All right, I downloaded some of the. I was able to download some of the things. The first one I just checked doesn't have Jeffrey Epstein. It has Julian, Jason, and Gregory Epstein. However, But
I wonder if he used fake names. I wonder if he just used the last name Epstein. It's like Julian Epstein.
this is only for like a year. Like I had to download. This is like 2009, 2010. But that would be funny.
EC says, I met a guy at the Arizona Badlander meetup who's a cousin of Monica Lewinsky. Did he have any dirt? So, oh, my cousin Monica, she's a real whore.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we knew when she went to work at the White House. It was a bad idea. Did she listen to us? No.
She's like an uber left winger.
Oh, dude, she is totally brainwashed. Oh man, if there was ever going to be anybody who would defect, I would think it would have been Monica Lewinsky. The way she was treated. Oh man, and Virginia Giuffre was like a huge fan of President Trump. She had a tweet where she was like, basically she said, President Trump, you should release the Epstein list and just let these bastards scatter to the nearest country where sex with an 11-year-old is an automatic death sentence. And she said, your number one fan, Virginia Giuffre.
I freaking love it, dude. I love it.
Oh, hold on. We do have some dirt. He says her mom pimped her out to politicians. Oh my God, no way. His aunt. Wow, maybe Monica Lewinsky is a victim.
That's interesting.
Monica Lewinsky, MK Ultra butterfly. Yeah, I know people say Monica was Mossad, but Monica didn't necessarily have to be working for the Mossad to be listening and encouraging people around her. Like, who was the woman who rang who whistle blew? It was Linda. Who was that woman? Now, I think she was Mossad, and she was like, oh yeah,
Linda
Monica.
Tripp?
Linda Tripp. Yes, I think Linda Tripp was Mossad, and she was like, oh yeah, go for it, sweetie. Tell me all about it so I can record it, and then we can control him.
Sleazy and weird. That was great.
Yeah, I all I'm saying is, Monica Lewinsky might have been Mossad. Who knows? But I don't think that I think that the Israelis would have had the entire White House bugged, and all they had to do was sit back and just wait for Bill Clinton to be a lech, because that guy had a history, right?
Yeah,
and he was known to do stuff like that. So I don't even know how necessary it would have been to directly force somebody else to do it. I thought I heard that her mom and her aunt used to steal Monica's boyfriends. Oh God.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go through these at no time. This is massive. A lot of people go to the White House. This is one single year, and I've been scrolling for 10 minutes.
You can't do
it's not working right, because it's it came up first right away. A few of those that I named came up, but then I was scrolling and there were more Epsteins as I went down that didn't come up with the Control F. I thought was interesting.
Monica was a pass around. She liked older married men. Well, she was certainly ambitious. Yeah. So I don't know. CKLR says the aunt was hot. I didn't even know she had an aunt. Is that going to be that dude's mom? Was the cousin? Was his mom pimping her out too? Oh my God.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Julie says, Lord, can you imagine being known for sucking off Bill Clinton? I think she'd be more known for being a cigar holder. I mean, both of them. Whew. Terrible. Okay, let me find Monica Lewinsky's hand. Let's see. Okay, I'm seeing lots of pictures of Monica. Ooh. Oh God, here is her mother. Okay. Here is a CNN profile of Monica Lewinsky. Look at this. Who is Monica Lewinsky?
Is this old school, like before it all happened?
Oh, no. I mean, this is like concurrent to when it happened.
Okay,
So
yeah.
This is August 6th of 1998. Everyone knows her face, but very few people can claim to know Monica. Her high school yearbook photo.
Some just know the top of her head.
All right. Since January, her face has been seen almost everywhere. Yet to most people, she remains an enigma. So who is Monica Lewinsky? What do we know about her? She was born in San Francisco on July 23rd, 1973, into an affluent family. Her father, Bernard, owned a chain of cancer therapy clinics in suburban Los Angeles. Her family's address was literally Beverly Hills 90210. She attended a private and public schools. Childhood friends say she was a fun person to know and be with, despite the bitter divorce of her parents in 1989. 2 years later, she graduated from Bel Air Prep in West Hollywood. Richard Makoff, Lewinsky's former headmaster, said, "I remember her being a nice kid, a pretty normal young lady. The only extracurricular activity she was involved in was chorus. She was working on those pipes."
Oh, nice. That was good.
Sorry,
that was
Mom,
good.
if you're watching. In May 19
You're so much trouble.
in May 1995, she graduated from Lewis and Clark College in Portland, Oregon. That summer, Miss Lewinsky came to Washington as an intern at the White House. Former White House intern Shannon Joyce remembered Monica as ambitious. Like I said, we know she's ambitious and knew what she wanted and was very friendly. Oh my God, that's a glowing review. Now most Americans know her name, recognize her face, yet the descriptions of her of a person have exclusively been the words of others. When first explaining his role in helping find Lewinsky a job, personal friend Vernon Jordan said, "I was pleased to be helpful to Miss Lewinsky, whose drive, ambition, and personality were impressive. She certainly made an impression on the president." Former Lewinsky attorney Bill Ginsburg described his client as a bright and effusive young lady. Monica is a very, very energetic, very charismatic, has tremendous ideas, no matter what.
Someone wrote this. This is so great.
No matter what task you give her, she gets involved and she goes to it. Now she is the topic of endless conversations and news stories and the butt of endless jokes.
Make America great again.
It's a very sad thing of what's happened to Monica. She has been totally misportrayed in the media. They malign her. Monica is not the punchline of jokes. I don't know about that. It's her father. Well, her father would say that. Yeah. Oh, poor guy. Oh, man. But she is also at the center of a scandal, making very public property of a young woman very few people can claim to know. There she is with her mother, Marcia. Okay, I don't know whoever said the aunt was hot, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I would. I mean,
can I just say really quick? There must be 70 different Epsteins who have visited the Obama White House in 2009, 2010. Literally, every column I come to, Aaron Epstein, Barry Epstein, Benjamin Epstein, Ira Epstein, Nadine Epstein, Adam Epstein. And then there's another column where it's like, okay, Ira, Nadine, again, here's Amy Epstein, Hannah Epstein, Michael Epstein. There's a lot. Is this a common name? Epstein?
There's a theme there, Brad.
There's quite the theme going, I guess.
Now, I will say that Monica Lewinsky seems to have aged rather well. I don't know if that's like the genetics or if that's the surgery. I don't know if she's gotten surgery. Oh, gosh. Here's another one from 1998 when Monica Lewinsky, talk of the town.
Oh, Monica, talk of the town.
Everyone's like, I need an intern. I hear you're not welcome at the White House anymore. Let's get you down in the Senate building. Secluded in her mother's apartment at the Watergate. Oh, man. Away from the reporters and cameramen and curiosity seekers planted outside, Monica Lewinsky was said to have spent parts of last week quietly watching television and videos. Remember those? Writing letters, ordering out for chocolate mousse cake. I bet you she probably gained a couple of pounds during this whole time. She's just stress eating. She's I can't believe I did this. My career is over.
Although, you know what, though? Listen, we know her name to this day, right? So I guess
I don't know if my computer screwed up or if Brad's computer screwed up.
Oh, on my end, it looks like I'm still working, but it could be I have a lot of things open right now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, everything seems fine over here.
Okay. Buck Wayne says Hillary has all the sex appeal of unwiped ass.
That's true. This is not wrong.
Okay.
A Ghost Smith 801 says, what happened to Bill Clinton's half-black son, allegedly? Remember that, dude?
Oh, yeah, I remember him for sure. And
I mean, forgot about that.
He just disappeared. I think they probably paid him off.
Yeah, maybe. He does look like a black Bill Clinton, though.
Oh, bro. Like,
yeah, so almost has to be.
If you were going to picture Bill Clinton's illegitimate half-black son, it would be that young man right there.
Yes, 1,000,000%.
All right. So back to the stress eating. Oh no. Okay. She also tuned into the president's State of the Union address. She thinks he did a good job. Her lawyer, William Ginsburg, said she still considers him a friend.
Hey, I'll bet.
We were so close. We shared some real moments. Cameras caught her joking with her attorneys on the limousine ride back from a strategy meeting last Thursday, but those moments were fleeting. Lewinsky remained besieged, not only by journalists and investigators, but also by figures who emerged from her short, eventful past to tell stories of old loves, ambitions. Everybody says ambitious. I mean, that's the first thing you think of when you're talking about what happened in that Oval Office. Most of them heartfelt, some naive, many misguided, perhaps more hoped for than real. The tales did much to humanize Lewinsky, yet it is her convoluted pursuit of love that has left her credibility badly and perhaps irredeemably sullied. Late last week, her lawyer reiterated that she was totally reliable, but added that there are a lot of people who talk. And as part of the scenario, they may tell fibs, lies, exaggerations, and oversell. It has been a trying week. On Thursday, 10 minutes before the State of the Union address, a slight ponytailed man named Andrew Blyler, 32, stood with his wife in front of their home in Portland, Oregon, and confessed to a 5-year affair with Lewinsky. He said it started when she was 19 and he was a stage production theater teacher at Beverly Hills High. Oh my God. It was her teacher. I had never heard this before. And he tried to end the entanglement in 1993 after both had moved to Oregon, but that Lewinsky threatened to tell his wife, Kathleen. And so the affair lasted until April. The Blyler's lawyer, Terry Giles, said that after moving to Washington, Lewinsky sent the couple letters and White House souvenirs. Some of this stuff is very strange, he said. Why did she send this stuff? Why is it so graphic? On Wednesday, he gave the independent counsel's office a safe deposit box containing 6 letters and 24 keepsakes, including documents from White House files and an autographed photo of the Clintons. Oh, this is so weird. Oh, my God.
This is freaking weird.
Honey, something I got to tell you because you're probably going to find out. I had an affair with one of my students, and she won't stop sending me graphic love letters and telling me about the blowjobs she's giving the president in the Oval Office. And oh my God, yeah, you're going to have to testify before the special counsel about this. I mean, I know our marriage is probably over, but all right. Oh God, I've never heard this before. Over the past 2 years, Lewinsky had kept the Blylers posted on her exploits. She told them she was frustrated with dating an unnamed high-ranking White House official because he indulged only in oral sex, and that she had become pregnant by another man and had an abortion. I don't think there is any doubt, Giles told Time, that she had some sexual encounters with someone at the White House. Lawyers for each side traded blame for the sordid affair. Giles depicted his clients as the victims of a relentless infiltrator who tracked the family from Los Angeles to Portland, babysitting the kids, befriending Kathleen, all the while sleeping with Andy. Ginsburg also announced and acknowledged that the affair had happened, pointed out that Blyler is a former high school teacher having sex with a teenager.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Still, Giles maintained that Monica was obsessed with sex. She went to Washington with the intent to have sex with the president. And he charged Monica had a pattern of twisting facts, especially to enhance her own version of her self-image, or perhaps to get closer to what she wanted. During her senior year at Lewis and Clark, Lewinsky allegedly drafted a fake letter to Blyler on the college's letterhead, suggesting that the school might offer him a job. That is so fucked up. At the bottom of the letter, she forged a college employee signature. The letter was returned to the employee as undeliverable mail. Lewinsky reportedly apologized to the employee. Last week, the letter was in the FBI's hands. Meanwhile, some of Lewinsky's former coworkers were telling the Washington Post that she was besotted with the president and, as early as the summer of '95, fantasized about having sex with him in the Oval Office. It was an unusual aspiration, since most interns were more interested in having sex with each other. Lewinsky reportedly found Vice President Al Gore fetching too, and excitedly recounted locking eyes with George Slopadopoulos at Starbucks.
Yeah, old Slopadopoulos.
A friend told Time that she remembers Lewinsky often bringing bagels and coffee to Stephanopoulos unrequested. Last fall, Lewinsky told a senior State Department official with whom she was friendly all about her relationship with a man in his mid-30s. I got the impression several times from Monica that this was a serious relationship, that it was going to be on for a while, and that the guy had broken it off. She was sad about that. I had the impression she had a broken heart. But the man, a former congressional Republican staff member, told the official and repeated to Time last week that there was no relationship. They had gone out once, had dinner, and exchanged a few emails, and that was it. Young and insecure, but eager to go somewhere in a city consumed by politics, a subject in which she had little interest or even less expertise, Lewinsky sought out older women as mentors and older men as lovers. The State Department official, a woman, says she hardly noticed Lewinsky after their first meeting, but got to know her because Monica often phoned proposing that they have lunch or dinner. An older female colleague at the Pentagon, where Lewinsky worked after leaving the White House in April of '96, says she spoke to Lewinsky a few times a day and had drinks with her occasionally. In the conversations, Monica did not seem sex-starved or deluded, instead talking mostly about clothes, shopping, her family, and her boyfriend, an unmarried, stocky Pentagon official 20 or more years her senior. Lewinsky often complained that the relationship was sexually but not emotionally fulfilling. Yet she stayed with him until last year and apparently never told him stories about having sex with the president. Monica knew her boyfriend was dating other women, the friend says. She didn't like it, but she did go on with the relationship. She'd get upset. She'd call him. She gave him a number of gifts. She got worried the relationship was always on his terms. Long-term friends say Monica's attraction to older people, male and female, can be traced back to insecurities stemming from her parents' acrimonious divorce in 1987. As a teenager, she desperately sought the affection of friends, showering them with gifts. Monica had this inner hunger, says Lorraine Pierre Dave, a Los Angeles woman who became a surrogate mother to Monica following the Lewinsky's divorce. Monica had grown up in the luxury of a $1.6 million Beverly Hills home, was estranged from her father. Acquaintances say Monica struggled and often failed to please him. Her mother, Marcia Lewis, was devastated by the breakup and was struggling to start a career as a gossip writer. How do you settle on something like that? I really want to do if I could do anything, I would do like a Dear Dottie column. You think there's any way I could just start writing for the Beverly Hills Chronicle or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's quite the aspiration.
Struggling gossip writer. How do you do that? Being a single mom, she was trying to make a life for herself, and Monica missed the family. At the time, Monica had a major crush on Dave's son, Adam. Both were 14. She really had an obsession for Adam, Dave said. He was her first love, her first steady. So when Dave opened her doors to Monica, she rushed in with all her vulnerabilities, and she clung to the family and Adam in particular, spending much of the next 5 years at the Bel Air house, swimming in the pool or watching the Dave boys play Nintendo, and often engaging in long heart-to-hearts with Lorraine, even counseling Dave about her stepdaughter. She was Johnny on the spot for us, Dave said. But Monica's family problems, compounded by those of adolescence, resulted in large weight gains. She was almost 225 at one point. To mask it, Lewinsky often wore black clothes and black makeup. Dave says she worked with Monica on exercise and eating right and getting into psychological perspective, how beautiful she is and how beautiful she would be if she slimmed down. Monica had impulsively dumped Adam because he was inattentive, and he soon lost interest in her. Lorraine said she was very demanding, but she lived to regret it. He put a wall around himself, and Monica does not like walls. Even after she transferred to Bel Air Prep in her junior year, she kept a jealous eye on Adam, who became, according to his mother, the heartthrob of Beverly Hills High. In 1990, when he was named Homecoming King, she did everything in her power to get him back, giving him presents, writing him an adoring letter about how he walks down the halls like Moses, how everything parts for him. When she couldn't have Adam, she became pals with GT, his younger brother. The two went to dinner and the movies, but it was all a device to get close to Adam, his mother says. In 91, it was getting to be too much, and Lorraine Dave quietly told Monica to move on. Shortly after, she began the relationship with Blyler. Dave advised her against the affair, but she recalls the younger woman responding, "I'm just starving for love, and he's attracted to me." My goodness. With Monica, says a woman who met her in Washington in early 96, everything is tinged with sexuality. She always dressed in low-cut dresses. I remember a conversation once with her near tears because then White House Deputy Chief of Staff Evelyn Lieberman had sent her home that day because of her clothing. Last week, Jake Tapper, a writer for the weekly Washington City paper, look at that. Blast from the past. Jake Tapper published an account of a date he had with Lewinsky a few weeks ago. Little happened, but she was smart and funny, says Tapper. I noticed her because, unlike most women in this town, she actually had some style. An acquaintance says that Lewinsky was one of the very few people where after the first 15 minutes, you would remember her. She's outgoing, very extravagant. Once, she says, Lewinsky went to her birthday party of a woman that she had never met before, arriving with a huge bouquet of balloons as a gift. There were always instant familiarity and intimacy. It wasn't so much that she'd be personal in one-on-one conversation, but with a group of 5 people she'd never met before. Tapper tapping it, Buck says. Such social graces were inherited. At Lewinsky's 23rd birthday party at the Palm, an expensive restaurant in Washington, her mother and her aunt, Deborah Feinerman. There we go. We got the aunt. Deborah Feinerman.
Deborah Feinerman.
Let's do a quick search for Deborah Feinerman. We'll find everything we need to know about Deborah Feinerman. Lewis's partner in the short-lived gossipist career invited 6 women who seemed to know the celebrator only casually. I think everyone at the table was surprised they'd been invited. Oh, how uncomfortable is that? Like your mom throws you a birthday party and it's a bunch of kids that, you know, you're in class with, but you don't know them. And so it's uncomfortable. I mean, not that that ever happened to me, but that's like the kind of thing I could imagine happening.
Yeah, that feels,
yeah.
It feels
Please,
awful.
Just come over and hang out with my son. He'll really appreciate it.
I would rather have no party.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. I remember how affirming her mother was, to the point that she couldn't possibly have meant what she said, because everything was like, this is so fantastic. This is great. You girls are all so wonderful. And then at the end of the meal, talk show host Larry King stopped by the table. It was obvious Monica had met King before. Through his publicist, King says he has no recollection of the party. I stop by birthday parties all the time, he said. Because
he said just like that.
Because of their brief reportorial careers, Lewis and her sister know many celebrities. Lewis, who has a place in a Tony apartment building on Manhattan's 5th Avenue across from Central Park, was not above dropping her daughter's job to impress. When Kevin McDonough, the editor of her book, The Private Lives of the Three Tenors, told Lewis he was leaving New York City to do some work in Washington, Lewis told him, my daughter works at the White House. She can give you a tour. Lewis's book caused little buzz in the opera world, but it did pique the interest of R. Peter Strauss, an opera buff who met Lewis at one of her book signings in New York's Westchester County. Strauss, 74, the widower of the New York Times Klan member Ellen Schulzberger Strauss, soon began dating Lewis. They are now engaged. She's a very good friend. I love her very much, he told Time last week. There are other wrinkles. Strauss is also a close family friend of Vernon Jordan's. I feel like I've known Vernon forever, he says, and I can honestly and I honestly cannot identify when and where we first met. I have not had any conversation with Vernon Jordan ever about Monica Lewinsky or Marsha Lewis. Lewis, however, pops up briefly in her daughter's conversations on Linda Tripp's notorious audio tapes.
That accent you were just doing, I felt like I was watching Ken Burns' Civil War for a second. I don't know why. That felt very 1800s.
On the day the president walked into that room, I knew the war was soon to be over.
Yes.
He pulled out that speech at Gettysburg and every single heart stopped beating. We all listened with rapt attention. 77 years ago, we heard him clamor out. I don't even know what it looks like, but I wonder how many people were at Gettysburg.
Was it, isn't like Andrew Bishago, one of his claims that he was at Gettysburg when he time traveled? Yeah. That's funny. We have a hit here on Jeffrey Epstein from Stetzel.
Oh, I knew we'd get there if we waited long enough.
Yes. And this is on the tail end of the 2016 one. And it is from 2015. Jeffrey
Epstein. Does it say how long he was there?
1/29, 2016. Yeah, I guess it doesn't say much more than that on here. No, Jeffrey Epstein, the Obama White House.
1/29, 2016. I think that was right around the time that he emailed Catherine Rumler.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to.
The only thing, just looking at this here, I was looking at all these. He said 2015 at first. Jeffrey A. Epstein. Isn't Jeffrey Epstein Jeffrey E. Epstein?
He is Jeffrey
E.
Epstein.
It's E.
Yeah,
so this might be a different.
Yeah, because his burner email.
I was going through the 2009, 2010. I swear to you, there were 100 different Epsteins. Wild. So maybe there's a Jeffrey A. That would be interesting to look at.
Yeah, his burner email was jeevacation@gmail.com. Jeffrey E. Epstein vacation@gmail.com. All right. So first of all, we got 20 gifted subscriptions to Badlands Media for the audience from 4D Starks. I'm going to give a big shout out to 4D Starks. Really appreciate you, homie. And then we also got 2 Rumble rants. I don't know if you want to try to pull up the shit. I just accidentally opened up Keynote.
Okay, yeah, I got it right. I got them right here.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, Ghost Smith 801. What happened to Bill Clinton's half-black son?
Yeah.
Allegedly,
That's what I saw earlier. Yeah.
Allegedly, he got paid off because he disappeared into the sunset. Maybe he's got a nice condo in St. Louis now or something. And then D Patriot 1776 says, "Great show, love you both. Where we go one, we go all. Love you too, buddy. Love you too."
Definitely. Always.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Good to hear from D Patriot.
Good times, very good times. I learned more about Monica Lewinsky tonight than I did at any other time in history.
That's what it's wild to have things like a scandal with a teacher be able to usurp that to where no one even hears about it.
Yeah, I can't believe I had never heard that she had slept with her teacher. Like, that's wild. Also, to the claim that the aunt was hot. I mean, yeah, she's cute, She's cute. Here she is today. the author of Mademoiselle Victorine and the Shadow War. She's got a website. Deborah Feinerman. She's an American writer who lives part-time in Paris. She's the author of 3 novels and co-author of Lorvine Prefers. What is that, like My Favorite Wine or something? Yeah, their favorite wines. Who Drinks What? You Lucky Dog is a humorous novel for dog lovers and human lovers. Shadow War, her second novel, is a World War II tale inspired by plaques seen on walls throughout Paris. Something about Nazis. And then her first novel, Mademoiselle Victorine. Oh my God. Her uncle was a CIA agent. Monica Lewinsky, like confirmed MK Ultra right there.
Wow.
Monica Lewinsky comes from a CIA family. Look at that. We just figured it out, guys.
That is insane. Why does everything go back to the freaking CIA?
Yeah. Espionage is familiar to her as her uncle was a CIA agent.
Wow.
Yep. Wild, dude. Wild.
Wild. Freaking wild.
Okay, guys. So, yeah, there we go. Okay. Elizabeth, thanks, Zach. You taught me that Monica was a hussy. I think we just confirmed it.
Oh, my God. All I heard was random Monica Lewinsky where I'm like, Dan Epstein, Lisa Epstein, Aaron Epstein, John Epstein. What the frig, dude?
Okay. All right, guys. That's it. We are done for the night. And do we have a soft disclosure ad to play?
We certainly do. And I hear soft disclosure is all the rage these days.
It is. It is all the rage.
Before skincare went synthetic, people used something simple, something real. Tallow. Grass-fed and finished beef tallow is packed with vitamins A, D, E, and K. Nutrients your skin actually knows what to do with. It locks in moisture, restores elasticity, and defends against winter dryness. No water, no preservatives, and no BS. Unlike plant oils or chemical creams, tallow mimics your skin's own structure. Elbows, hands, knees, post-shave, anywhere your skin's crying for real moisture. Perfect for gifting or keeping your own skin soft when the cold hits. Visit softdisclosure.com and use promo code Badlands for 15% off. Ancient Care, modern truth.
Soft disclosure.
I like the slight echo effect. It's actually not bad. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. And a special thank you to all of our advertising partners. Please remember to shift your dollars to support those businesses that support Badlands Media.